You need to know that I was a vegan for 20 years. In fact, the only reason I stopped was because I damaged my body. Okay, the problem is information. And this is a deep cultural ignorance about the nature of nature as opposed to the nature of agriculture. Even on the farthest fringes of the environmental movement, no one is questioning agriculture. Okay, so the nature of nature and the nature of agriculture, these two things are completely at odds. You have to understand what agriculture is. In very brute terms, you take a piece of land, you clear every living thing off it, and I mean down to the bacteria, and then you plant it to human use. Now, because you're not sharing that land with a million other creatures, it also means that the human population can grow to extraordinary numbers. So, for instance, your typical hunter-gatherer in a temperate climate takes about a square mile to provide for her basic needs. Well, with agriculture, you only need an acre or two, and it's because you're not sharing it. So the first problem is you displace any number of living creatures. And when I say displaced, that's a nice word for extinction. Okay. The second problem is that you're destroying the topsoil, and soil is the basis of life, or at least terrestrial life. We owe our entire existence to 6 inches of topsoil and the fact that it rains. Except for the last 46 tribes of hunter-gatherers, the human race is now dependent on an activity that is killing the planet. That's because 80% of the food calories that are now produced to support this huge population come from those cereal grains from annual monocrops. And in the getting of those calories, 98% of the prairies have been destroyed and 99% of the topsoil in the grain-growing regions.
What ideology drives the elite psychopath? Since Plato's time 2,400 years ago, state planners have openly proclaimed their desire to control every detail of the commoner's life. From breeding programs to mass extermination of undesirables, the dark dream has continued on for millennia. Bill Clinton's mentor and Georgetown University political science professor Carroll Quigley explained in his book, Tragedy and Hope, how the Anglo-American Roundtable groups backed every brand of authoritarianism, from communism to fascism, to ensure that a centralized government dominates the population and the economy as planned. In their writings, the leadership of the New World Order has continuously heaped praise on the corrupt communist Chinese model. In August of 1973, in an article written by David Rockefeller for the New York Times, Rockefeller openly lauds and endorses Mao Zedong's actions, while celebrating their command and control system.
Whatever the price of the Chinese Revolution, it has obviously succeeded, not only in producing more efficient and dedicated administration, but also in fostering high morale and community of purpose. The social experiment in China under Chairman Mao's leadership is one of the most important and successful in history. David Rockefeller, New York Times, August 10, 1973.
China has received more United Nations awards for its policies and form of governance than any other nation.